Yeah, wrist, man, check the wrist, man, got him hot, ayy. Man, can't ball like this, man, Lord. Past the pig skin, when he stretch a distance. I'm talking a few 100,000 yards, you just on your 5th grand. Run it up, run it up, run it up, run it up, run it up.
Okay, Coach, so the snow and rain have stayed out of the forecast, but we're in for a cold afternoon at Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, PA. Nothing like the fan. Oh, fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Miami Dolphins and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Three-quarters of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Here we go. 120! Get that ball, D. Sunday. 22 jet bombers. Kill.
Now the first carry here for Todd Gurley. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Dolphins have a first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Check, boys.
Gurley again here on first down. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14.
Here we go. Waiting. Danny. Shit. X3. 218, chopper.
They try right side here, Gurley. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
None. 180. 50 yards. Get the ball. Man 5-7. Hey, Charlie.
Now Wentz on third down. Throw left side complete. That's Grant. And he'll only get this to the 47. He needed a few more yards to pick up the first. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down. They do go for it. It's Wentz. And it's complete. Henry. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down.
Well, peel back the curtain, partner. We've got a pretty good look into how they plan to play this game. Aggressive seems to be the word. Going for it on 4th down in that situation.
Yeah, opening drive. Now, we know this coaching staff, they have traits of aggression in their history, but what a start to this game. They're going for it.
Yeah, a lot of people might say reckless, but they got it. 1 for 1 on 4th down here early in the game.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 18 big yards on that one, and a Miami first.
And a Dolphin first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Watch the shift. Check. Sunday.
They'll try a handoff right with Gurley. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13.
Hey, Ford, Tokyo! Hey, Echo!
Working from the gun, Wentz. Complete, Hunter Henry with a grab. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it, they love it, because now everyone gets locked in. The confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sideline thinking to themselves and expressing, let's keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
Wentz going to throw. Flushed out right. And that is incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
And his kick is good. And the opening drive for the Dolphins yields 3. Able to move the ball on that drive. Yes, just 3 points, but 4 first downs were in there.
Yeah, and you can look at it and feel pretty good about the whole thing and think, okay, this should continue throughout this ball game. On the flip side, if you're a defender, it's almost like, whew, we only gave up 3. They moved the ball on us pretty well.
And he'll be taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
Go! Ready. 35. Man. Yeah. Check 3. 2.
They start on the ground here at Sanders. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, we saw them there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Go out. Deep grip.
Throwing, Jones. He'll get this one complete to Zay Jones. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there.
That's good for us, Steelers. First down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Here we go. 90s Wolf. Look at me. Door. Check safety. 25. Check 25. Ready?
Jones now on 1st and 10. It's brought in by Kevin White. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. It'll be a gain of 17 at a Pittsburgh first.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Let's go.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 43.
Lucky. Tighten up. Hey, Hayward.
Operating from the gun, Jones. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. 3-0 after one on EA Sports.
Ready?
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Here we go. 60 outlaw.
Go. Slam. Check 50, check 50. Check nickel.
61, matchbox lights.
5, Mike 35.
All gone.
Hatchet. Switch. Ship.
Recon, 132 fighter.
Kill.
Hey, Sam on. Get it.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Jones, nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
They can't stop.
Enough takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Down. 60 yards.
Bang. Check 26.
Snap.
On 3rd down, Jones. He hits White, complete. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 31-yard line.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What do the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open, he finds a way to pick up a first down.
Jones heading up here 1st and 10, and he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive.
No. Watch out.
Rock it.
Here's Jones. From the gun, he'll throw. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes. We're trying to put him on the ground.
Here's Sanders. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And finally taken down at the 15. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Watch the run. Hey, switch gears. Hey, alert 3.
Go.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
Anything moves, we hit it.
Brings up 2nd and 15 at the Dolphins' 21-yard line.
So after a rare misstep on this drive, they'll try to make amends on 2nd and 15.
Hey, lock it.
Hey, check 24. Watch the edge.
It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. He's to the 10, and he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. A great play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Steelers have taken the lead. Santos with the extra point, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. After the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. From the 25 on second down, Wentz, Dorsett making the catch. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 7 yards there and a first down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On first down, it's Gurley. There for the tackle, the former Wisconsin Badger, Leon Jacobs. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score.
That's it, baby.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Throwing on second and 8. Wentz. Complete to Dorsett. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 44-yard line. On the toss, it's Gurley. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
Go.
59. Hey, here you go. Watch the pass. Watch the pass. 59, Mike. 59.
Sunday.
Cover.
Now on second and 13. Wentz. Escaping the pressure right. He finds Dorsett. It's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. He completes it to Henry. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. To throw again on second down. Wentz, complete. It's Henry. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a first and goal.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You get better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. They come out here in the I. They'll go again from the 3 here on second and goal. Here's Gurley now. Toss right. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on third and goal?
Go. Come on.
Shotgun now for Wentz. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And his kick here is good. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So, yes, they'll still be down going into intermission, but the deficit is now made even smaller, very manageable.
Yeah, and if nothing haywire happens here in his last couple of precious seconds, they will go into the locker room with a nice bounce in their step, having gotten a little bit closer on the scoreboard.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the third quarter. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them.
Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Time to establish the run game here. Gurley. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
On 2nd and 12, Wentz. On the crossing route, complete. It's Grant. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
Here comes carry number 10 for Gurley. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12.
At the Steelers' 43-yard line.
Let's go. Mike, hey, Zoo.
From the gun, it's Wentz. He'll get this complete to Batson. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you that. And this is caught, and he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Philip Dorsett, his second touchdown on the season, and the Dolphins are going to jump back in front. They'll try and run it with Gurley. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
To try again after the sack. Jones. He'll get this to his speedster, Paul Richardson. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Pittsburgh getting 16 yards there and also a first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Jones operating from the gun. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Hey, exit.
Check. Check 31. Check 31.
Get it.
Another try after the first down sack. Jones. And here is a leaping catch. He pulled it in.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
And he brings this up to the 46, good enough for the first. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
60 outlaw. Hard. Leo.
Right back to Sanders on 1st down. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd and 9, Jones nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down.
Check. Crunch.
From the gun, Jones looking for Kelsey, and that's caught inside the 30. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. What a play that turns out to be, 36 yards. Back now in Pittsburgh, It's the Steelers with the football, but trailing here as we get going in quarter number 4. Elsewhere, a third quarter score. And not much trouble in that game for the Vikings. They've opened their lead further. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Jones. And he whips that one incomplete there.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
Hey, lock it. Check 52.
Now Jones to throw on 2nd down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
The Steelers on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This will be 3rd and forever. Jones now. From the gun, he'll throw. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Shaq Lawson make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
87.
They'll start out on the ground with Gurley. And he'll be upended after a gain of 5, up to the 25-yard line.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Let's go, tight end. Let's go right here now. Watch the shift. Watch the shift.
They'll stick to the ground game with Gurley. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. The bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
Wentz going to try and throw on third. It's complete to Grant. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Dolphins first down. Wentz now 13 of 16 throwing the football. It's 1st and 10. A shotgun give to Fournette. In on the stop, it was the UCF product, Shaquem Griffin. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Darren Lee picks it, and his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game in the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Set, 8, read. Hey. Ready.
They'll keep it on the ground. Raymond. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that.
No gain on the play. It's now 3rd down and long.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long.
36.
Here's Jones operating from the gun. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line.
We got this.
Brandon, offensively, this has been a tough day for them. Trying to find a place to throw the football. It's been extremely difficult. I've got to give a lot of credit to the secondary, especially the corners who've had the receivers on lockdown.
Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Now listen, it's a team game. We know that. But where would these guys be right now, Charles, without their defense? They take over here following the turnover. Defense did it again. But on offense, they have to feel like, hey, we need to do something.
You're exactly right. And you just mentioned it. The defense did it again. They bailed them out on a number of occasions in this contest. It's time for them to repay the defense at the least. Keep the ball for a while. Give those guys a break so they can catch their breath.
They go with Gurley on first down, but he goes nowhere. They bottle him up for a loss of a couple. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd and 12. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On 2nd and 12, Wentz eluding the pressure right. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down. Now, this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop them here. Now Wentz. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let it go deep, right sideline. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down. The Dolphins will send out the punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. This is taken at about the 14. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
Here we go! 10 Lobo.
They'll keep it on the ground. Raymond. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down. I was pretty surprised there when they lined up to run it on second and long, but it worked out for them.
It certainly did, and that requires some confidence, some fortitude, and a little bit of hope, doesn't it? You hope you catch the defense just right and break off a big run to help yourself out on the next down. I definitely like the play call. You don't expect it on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, do you? You expect a pass play. Had a little courage there to call the run, and boy, they were successful.
First down, Raymond. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game.
22 jet bombers, 22 jet bombers. Look, squeeze.
Safety's creeping.
Say go.
They'll look to throw, and nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. He was trying to get it to Jerick McKinnon there, and that'll bring up second down.
Down, 50, plant. Check 13.
Shoot, watch the
shoot. Go. Check. Now. Yo, cheetah.
Back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Maurice Hurst in there to drop him as that clock continues to run.
Ready. 60 outlaw.
On third down, Raymond. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's fourth down. And now with 6 seconds remaining, they're going to burn their final timeout. And down by 5. They've got to go for it here on 4th down.
Stand up.
Jones throwing on 4th down. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that's going to be just about all she wrote for this one. And they're going to take it all the way down and just take the delay. That's going to set them back 5 yards. Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. Following the penalty, it's Gurley. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. So a victory here for the Miami Dolphins. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second-half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Dolphins, it's a 4th win on the year as they move to 4-9. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Steelers, any slim hopes they had at a playoff berth gone now as they drop to 4-9. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.